Hello, everyone who is listening to this audio recording of our voices.
Don't tell Mom the babysitter's gay.
That's a better intro than I had. I was just going to start singing.
I've just had that in my head for about a week and I needed to get it out before it gave me cancer.
I was just going to start singing the Linkin Park song I was singing in the gas station.
That's good too.
Yeah.
From the Oppenheimer soundtrack.
From the Oppenheimer soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's a big, monstrous day. This is the first episode.
It is.
Recorded in someone's own personal private space away from humanity and society. I'm living on the outlying, the plains on the outskirts of town.
You finally made it to the woods.
Yeah, away from everyone.
I'm surprised you beat me. I thought I was going to be the first one in the woods.
That is true.
But you've inspired me to also go to the woods.
Your area is pretty woodsy.
It's pretty woodsy.
Mine's
not bad.
Woodsy, but there's a ravine down there. And
I also have a ravine very close to me.
There's definitely bears.
Nice.
There's definitely bears.
That's how you can tell how much in the woods you are. Proximity to bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was living downtown Vancouver. I was close to bears, different bears.
Different bears.
Now I'm close.
That doesn't count.
Now I'm close to these bears.
Yeah. What do you prefer?
These bears. They're less scary.
And they wear less leather hats.
Correct.
An aesthetic I have never cared for. Hot take, my two least favorite aesthetics in the world.
Hit me.
Leather Daddy and Sugar Skull Mexico shit.
Yeah.
Hate them both.
Yeah, they're both pretty...
They both suck.
They both suck.
If you're listening to this and are one of those, if you're a Leather Daddy or a Sugar Skull, then get out of here.
Stop listening.
We don't
now.
need you.
If there's one thing I like when I'm having gay sex, is to have chafy leather all up in my crevices.
It's impractical.
I want it in my crotch. I want it in my butt. I want it to be so painful for me to just remain living that I end up killing myself in the middle of sex. That's what I want.
How did it even come about? I'm Scott. That's Drew, by the way. Hi.
Hello.
Who started that shit?
Somebody in San Francisco.
James Dean.
Could be James Dean.
The original Leather Daddy.
On his deathbed of the road.
Is that what Jack Kerouac's book is about?
Yeah.
James Dean being a leather daddy.
James Dean's corpse splayed out on the road, covered in leather chaps.
I always...
There you
Hey,
go.
The fireplace turned off, as promised.
I got my own nice private fireplace, and it just turned off on its
own.
I
made you turn off because I don't do indoor heating.
No. I also don't normally, but it's because earlier I had all of the windows open in here because I was busy doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm getting hot. I got to open these fucking windows.
Yeah. And then you counterbalance with the fire.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Maybe don't lean on the... Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
So, okay, we're
getting ahead of ourselves here.
Let's make it so... What were we talking about? James Dean. I always think that it was a motorcycle accident, but it's a car accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is the motorcycle? Atsuki Aoki of Pro Wrestling Noah?
Correct.
That's who I was thinking.
R.I.P. James Dean and Aoki.
Yeah.
Gone too soon. One of them, I don't know. Both of them. I still have never seen a James Dean movie.
There's only 3. You could watch them. You could watch his entire filmography in one afternoon.
Well, maybe I just might.
You
Rebel Without a Cause.
Rebel Without a Cause, East of Eden, and Giant.
Yes.
Good for me.
Instead of Giant, I was going to call it Big Boy.
I'd watch James Dean in Big Boy. James Dean in My Giant.
Ooh, now we're talking. Is he Billy Crystal or is he George A. Mirzan?
He's Billy Crystal, and Fatty Arbuckle is Mirzan.
Okay.
He's a sideways giant, not a regular,
right.
not one of them regular up and down giants.
He's a width giant, not a height giant.
Width giant is a very diplomatic way to say size queen.
That is very
true. He's a real width giant.
Fatty Arbuckle. I also don't think I've seen any.
No, I haven't.
No, I've seen a documentary about him, I think, but I don't think I've actually seen anything about him. Just like I don't think I've really ever seen, like, I think I've maybe seen one Abbott and Costello thing.
Did they meet Frankenstein?
Or Dracula? A Dragula?
Could be a Dragula. Could be a Rob Zombie situation. What?
Abbott and Costello meet Dragula.
Where did I see someone playing Fatty Arbuckle? Ooh, it's going to be on a TV show. So this is where I'm going to defer to you because you're going to be of great help.
I'm the TV guy.
You're the TV guy. So
Perry Mason
was, I think, a Black Dahlia kind of thing. And I think Chris Pine was in the mix. Your thoughts?
None of those words make any sense.
The Night? It can't just be called The Night, right? That's
like Knight?
No.
Oh.
It's I feel like
The Night? I've never even heard of it.
No, there's more. There's certainly more to it. You can't just call something The Night and say bingo bango done. You got yourself a title.
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Wasn't there a show for a while called The Day?
No, that's
the next day.
No, you're crazy. 28 days later is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think they're making 28 years later.
Ooh, because they also did weeks. No, they should be doing months. That's not. They're not abiding by the rules of time.
Well, that's because 28 months has already come and gone.
Wait, did they make 28 weeks later? Yeah. 28 weeks after 28 days later? Like 6 months?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that's true.
That's not true at all.
That seems wrong.
Very false. Yeah, it is very false.
Let's see what Chris Pine has for me, seeing as
you're
of no help.
I can't even picture Chris Pine.
Dark was the night. What do you think about that?
That kind of sounds right.
I know that was like a charity album for probably some cause I don't support that maybe the Dirty Projectors were on. Is that helping you? Anyway.
None of these words are words I am familiar with.
Let's see what the hell I might be talking about. Chris Pine, what do you got for me? Oh, did you know? Here's a fun fact.
Star Trek.
I learned it was Star Trek Into Darkness, which sounds like night, and Fatty Arbuckle was in it. No, did you know that according to IMDb, Chris Pine does not have a filmography? If I don't click the right thing.
Oh,
he plays Magnifico in Wish. What do you think about
that? Cool.
What are these noises?
From back there.
I don't like it. I'm against it.
I don't. Is Wish the new Pixar
it is.
movie? Cool.
You know what? I was pretty close. I'm going to give myself a win because it's as generic a title as just The Night.
The Dark Knight.
I Am the Night.
Yeah, that sounds more familiar.
TV series 2019 to 2019.
How many episodes?
6. Although I think maybe just intended as a miniseries.
Oh, maybe. I think the name sounds familiar. Was it like a Showtime or a Starz?
No, I'm not a Starz man because I still haven't watched the Power Book 2, the
Book of Henry.
Book of Eli.
Oh, you went blind Denzel, and I went kid who knows somebody's a rapist.
Real smart dead kid.
Mom, you have to kill the guy next door.
No, Mom,
he's molesting his daughter.
No, Mom, turn right at the intersection. P.S. I'm dead.
Turn right. That movie. And just the mom who is playing Call of Duty instead of looking after her kids.
Yeah, while her 8-year-old is doing her finances.
Yeah.
I love that genre of movie. Like the kind of movie that seems like it could be a Hallmark movie, but then goes nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love a Book of Henry. I love a Safe Haven. I love a Serenity.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's one of each already, and then a second of one of them, and it's Serenity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Serendipity is much different.
Cusack romantic comedy.
Kate Beckinsale.
Hey, and any Cusack fans out there, stay tuned, because Olivia has paid for us to do the television series Utopia, and I'm pretty sure she said that we should do the American remake from 2020 starring John Cusack and not the good British version from 2013. I'm pretty sure.
It depends which one's less episodes. I'm guessing the John Cusack
That's right. We
one.
will be going with the one with less episodes, with the shorter runtime. So I hope, I hope for Britain's sake, they believe that brevity was in fact the soul of wit. Chris Pine plays Jay Singletary in I Am the Night. Isn't that a football player?
That's Mike Singletary.
Okay.
Who was a Chicago Bear.
Bears.
And then a coach, and now...
Dead?
He might be. All right, possible.
We'll keep it that way. I'm not looking it up.
No, that's fine.
Not a lot of other people in it besides Leland Orser, who I really like. I think I just like his face. It's a cool face.
Yeah, he was Lost.
He was in Lost.
He was Lost.
He played he played Jack's
He played
dog.
Hugo.
Oh.
He was Hurley.
Hurley's also a funny answer.
Yeah.
Those are two funny things he could have played. A dog and a giant fat Mexican.
Who has done nothing. He was on Person of Interest? No.
He was on...
Wasn't there another...
Yep.
Lindelof?
There was.
Was it a Lindelof show?
I don't know if it's Lindelof or just a show.
I can picture kind of vaguely the promotional material.
I like the vibe of the episode today, which is Scott and Drew trying to remember stuff. It's fun.
Things in our head. Yeah.
What was the day? It was a cop-ish show. Maybe there was perhaps a supernatural element. Maybe there was a smoke monster. Oh, Lost. Time is a flat circle.
I was gonna say, is there a plane involved?
Yeah.
And a bunch of people go missing for 12 years and then the plane lands?
I think it was a money plane.
Oh, money plane. Was there snakes on the money plane?
Snakes on a money plane? I think you just stumbled under $1 billion idea.
I did.
Now, let's see what the hell... This one I will look up. I will never find out if Mike Singletary's alive. Mostly because IMDb won't tell me, and I'm not leaving this app.
Well, he might have done some stuff.
You know what? He probably has. Still not looking it up. Is his name Jorge Rivera?
Yes.
And that's also the name of an MMA fighter?
Yes.
And that's also the name...
who's not Diego Sanchez.
I was going to say, and that's also the name of Diego Sanchez?
Correct.
Okay, good to know. Oh, wow.
Has he lost £1 billion?
No, but there's an extremely hot Latino actor named Jorge Rivero.
Oh. What's he from?
He's an actor-producer born in 1938. And he looks like that. This is a fucking beefcake.
That's beefcake if I've ever seen one.
Holy shit. Guys, official sponsor of the podcast, Jorge Rivero.
Beefcake.
Born 1938, still alive.
Wow. Good for him. Well, when you look like that, you get to live forever.
I feel like his name might be Jorge Garcia, and I'm racist.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say that's on the table.
That's about as racist as claiming that I'm a white tiger.
Oh, do you have any...
Racism at its finest.
Do you have any gears to grind?
I thought the only time I would ever feel racism was in a room full of Korean people. And instead, I found it on Twitter when someone said...
people were all... believe me, my Twitter and all
socials.
All socials have been filled to the brim with message after message after message of people informing me of the two new additions to Fortnite. Peter Griffin and Hot Tiger Daddy, a natural pair.
Correct.
And I guess one of the alt skins of Hot Tiger Daddy is Hot White Tiger Daddy.
Yeah.
And then someone had a picture of regular Tiger Daddy and White Tiger Daddy.
Yeah.
And said Scott and Drew.
Yeah.
And you were cool.
I immediately
with that.
said, okay, so first off, number one, that's a white tiger. You're a racist.
Yes.
End of statement. That's the only thing I need to bring forward.
That is it.
Calling me a white tiger is racist.
It is.
You wouldn't call a guy from India Pakistani, would you?
You wouldn't steal a car, would you?
You wouldn't steal a car, would you?
And I would not call an Indian guy Pakistani.
We wouldn't.
No,
But our friend Chris Goodwin would.
100%.
100%.
Yeah,
As far as he's concerned, every Indian is a Paki.
It's more of a blanket statement
Yeah.
when it comes from England.
Yeah.
Alcatraz is the name of Jorge's show.
That's what he was on?
Yes.
Oh.
2012 to 2012, 13 episodes.
Was there some kind of supernatural element?
I feel like there was.
They go back in time and they got stuck in Alcatraz?
In 1963, all the prisoners and guards mysteriously disappear from Alcatraz. In the present day, they resurface, and a secret agency are tasked with recapturing.
How many of those are they going to do? I feel like a lot of network television now is...
exact plot of Manifest, which is also the plot of Lost.
Also, yeah, and haven't they done that like a separate time with another plane? What's the 4400?
Oh, that's I don't know if that was a plane or just some folks, but they all disappeared.
They disappeared and then reappeared, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and what's the 100?
A bunch of teens trying to bang each other on a planet.
Okay, that's cool too.
They're in space and they've been told that the human race doesn't live on Earth anymore, and then they decide to go down to terraform the planet and realize that humans have been living there the whole time and they've been lied to by their government.
Is that true?
100%.
Did you watch it?
I watched the first season.
Oh, then you know Sachin.
I mean, I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Was he good on it? You have to say he's good on it.
I don't remember him.
Was the brown guy good on it? I assume there was only one brown guy of the 100.
I mean, it films in Vancouver, so most of the background extras were
well,
Indian.
Sure. But as far as speaking roles,
yeah, he's aight.
Good for him. Yeah, they love that plot.
It's so lazy.
Bunch of folks go missing, come back.
Yeah,
that's why.
And then the writers don't have like an end goal in mind, like this is why or how. Yeah, and then
which seems like a thing you should have when you write that.
Yeah, and so you get 8 or 9 episodes in, and then you're like,
this isn't fucking going.
What was? It was Ghosts.
What was? There's another one like that. The Event.
The Event. Yeah, same thing.
What was?
I think that was Aliens.
I think it was Aliens.
And there's another one exactly like that, like The Event, that is also Aliens. It can't be called The Abduction, can it?
No, it's crazy talk. And there was also Flash Forward.
I don't know what that one is. Now you lost me.
I can't believe
Quantico. Is that a thing?
I think that's just no. Quantico is the best show on TV because I hear 2 true statements.
Okay.
Quantico is the best show on TV. I have never seen an episode.
Okay.
But in SeaTac, Washington, the final weekend of September 2015 at the let's call it last ever, forever and ever Rainforest Convention, Kelly and I saw ads for, at the time, the new series Quantico, between at every single commercial break, 3 commercials in a row.
Yep.
They were pushing it hard.
That sounds right.
They're like, what if these FBI
profilers,
but they're at like FBI school. So they're young and hot. And what if it's not so much crimes and profiling, but them fucking?
Oh.
Yeah. And that was that.
Boy on men?
Boy on men?
Men on boy?
No, you're thinking of the Navy. How do they separate the men from the boys in the Navy?
With a crowbar.
That's correct.
Thank you, Stephen Fry.
And we'll see you next week, folks.
What was the show about?
How can you know The Event and not Flash Forward? They're the same show.
Well, I think I've heard of it, but I can't, like, a lot of them I can just picture them from, well, a lot of them are watching football and you see commercials for TV shows, or when, like, Chris Collinsworth has to do the, like, ad read for the thing, and it's like you can tell he's clearly never seen it and he's never going to see it, but they're like, you got to push the new show on CBS. And so, like, a lot of them is like just seeing commercials during football, and then some of the other ones are just like, you know,
are you ready for some football?
Do you want to watch some soccer?
Do you want to watch some soccer?
We've got all of the stars. I can't, like,
Ronaldinho.
No, it was like Baveglia, Baveglia 2, Aruglia. Like, oh, I've never heard of any of those. And they'll all be signing autographs. Woohoo! And then they get there and he goes, oh, I'll just die if Portugal doesn't win. Dad, how come you never take us to any soccer games? I don't know. What's the one with the girl?
Jason Ritter's in one of them.
Who's got short hair and she's covered in tattoos. Ooh, and her tattoos are like the story of a plot of...
That's a great show I never watched.
What is it?
Blackface. Nope. I blew it. Started the pot over.
Coming to ABC this year. Blackface.
A white woman has tattooed her face entirely black, but it only looks that way. And if you zoom in really close, it's actually the script.
The Emancipation
Proclamation. And she's actually the least racist person at Quantico.
She's a real jinsei of like just...
Blind Spot.
Hakushi. Blind Spot.
Yes.
Yeah. But then they also did Blind Spotting as a TV show.
Did they?
And it also got canceled after maybe one season.
But that didn't have a tattooed bitch.
It did not have a tattooed bitch.
No.
Yeah.
That had black people. Well, maybe they're black. Maybe they're white people who got tattooed. I don't know.
Who's to say?
I didn't.
White face tattoos?
I didn't.
That's interesting.
No, white people who got black. Because
Gotcha.
Blind Spotting, the show, has black presenting people. Mm-hmm. I just don't want to be so forward as to assume they're really black. I don't want to assume their race.
Okay.
Because we're living...
Oh, I'm tipping.
Because we're living in the 20s, man. Come on. So, yeah, our mic arms are falling off the less than ideal new table we're dealing with here. So let's talk about that.
If you hear things fall and crash all of a sudden, it's one of our microphones falling off the table.
So we're in a new spot and we don't... Oh, you're intentionally muting yourself? Okay. You do your thing. We're in a new spot and currently under less than ideal recording circumstances. But this probably still sounds great, so you don't know the pains we're going through because we still have two microphones that match and not one, and then one that is probably broken. Oh, good. An alarm is going off outside.
Somebody's house get broken into on the new street I live on.
Well, not your house.
Yeah, I think you really undersold the new recording space of... like I said, I moved, and I'm the most tired I've ever been in my life.
You seem a little tired.
I have been working too much, and moving is a little bit of a hassle, and so I just very tired. And I didn't overly think very hard about where I was putting the computer in my new place and where we were going to record from.
Unlike all the other times where you do think hard?
Sometimes.
Okay.
And... Let's just listen to it. Let's just have a moment of silence for that alarm going off.
How much does it show on the waveform?
Oh, not at all.
Not bad.
Not at all.
Okay.
So...
I guess our kidneyoid... style recording, what's the kidney type of recording called?
Bean.
Our bean style recording.
Bean style counting.
It's not picking up the house alarm coming from that
somewhere
away behind
in
the microphone.
Outside. Turn it off. No one cares.
All right, hard sell. Go. Go better.
Need you people, all of you people, especially you thick hogs who are now busting. Just busting out of the frame.
There's a good chunk of busters.
There's a good chunk of busters.
I'll find the busters.
We're calling them now. We're just calling them the busters.
I don't see why not.
All those busters listening to this podcast. Everybody else listening to this podcast who's not subscribed. And why wouldn't you be? That's pretty selfish of you to not give us your money every month so you can get a fatter, thicker hog as you go along.
YouTube.com/@NotScottHenson.
Probably where you're listening to this now, maybe.
Probably doing it. At the very least, subscribe. And even better, click the join button.
Join. Might I recommend the highest level of joining?
I would also very much recommend that. Damn, we got
some new ones.
2, 4, 7 busters.
Congratulations on all the busters, and they
several more on the precipice.
Oh, on the cusp of busting.
We got seven busters, 4 at 11 months.
So 4 edgers,
and by 4 I mean 3. 4 edgers, and then
you just said 3.
3 edgers. And then another 2, 4, 6 edging the edge of edging at 10 months.
Well, it's just the start of edging.
It's the edge of 17.
You start edging at 17 and then you bust at 18.
Yeah, like Dane Cook's wife.
So they were
just friends for the 5 years.
Yeah, from the age of 13 to 18. Just friends.
Yeah. And then
they were never alone in a room together.
Then when she was 18 and 1 hour, they had vicious anal sex and got married.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in that order.
The breeding began.
Because they're not sinners.
So moving into this new place, there is a lot of space, but the recording area is not exactly up to par. And now that we're both recording on good microphones, both sound great. As you're hearing my voice right now talking to you about how great these microphones sound, we would like. Oh, hey, it stopped.
Nice.
We would like to reach out as if some of you people who usually give us a lot of support. It's awesome. A lot of you really aren't giving us enough support.
Also true.
And it would be great if collectively, as a unit, every single one of you, you know what? Talk amongst each other. You, all the listeners, you need to unite together to form some kind of collective, like, piggy bank of your money.
Yeah. Start a Discord channel that we don't have to deal with.
Yes.
Talk to each other. Pool your resources. Do what you got to do.
And get us a nice. Like a nice hardwood, like perfectly sized to hold our microphone's recording table.
Yeah, or really anything with flat edges, because these are curved and don't clamp great.
Yeah, and 2 very comfortable recording chairs.
I'm thinking 2 chairs from the Dick Cavett show.
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
that's a. Eric Andre? No.
Kind of Eric Andre. What are you looking for?
There was a show.
Yeah.
Where they recreated a talk show.
The Adam Friedland show.
Of course it was.
Yes.
Of course it was.
And then on HBO's Bored to Death, they had the actual Dick Cavett show.
Ah.
With a somehow still alive Dick Cavett.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Much like Hugo
Savinovich.
No,
Weaving.
Ramiro. Who is the hunk?
Jorge Rivero. Yeah.
Still alive.
Probably still hot.
So we need a nice table, a nice solid sturdy table.
Yeah.
With hard corners that can be placed in an appropriate position.
Yeah.
And then 2 very comfortable, nice rolling office chairs.
That'd be great.
The very comfortable ones.
That'd be perfect. I like how you were maybe not even intentionally doing Trump hands.
I do it so much. And I don't know how much people have noticed, but I do it. And so what I would love is to get a little bit of extra. I know. We ask for a little bit. We ask for a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is just a little bit more.
Now, I don't know if you've looked at a calendar recently. It's the season of giving.
Brain.
It's the season of giving brain. So, barring you flying here and sucking our dicks,
or to Tacoma to watch us wrestle,
or
and
to
then
Tacoma
brain.
to watch us wrestle and then sucking our dicks, maybe send a little something to paypal.me/notscotthenson so we can buy a new studio.
But yeah, the quality of this show has increased exponentially.
You can hear Drew now.
Exactly. I'm not underwater. I don't have a rattly, broken microphone that we didn't even really realize. Well, we probably realized and were too lazy to deal with.
Well, I tried to fix it and couldn't and gave up. Yeah, I think that is as much as you can ask of anyone.
That is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
But if you want the quality of this podcast to go up, and maybe we'll start doing better quality of content.
Ooh.
If we've got a nicer studio space to record in.
So what do you mean? We don't spend the first half hour trying to remember shows from the early 2010s?
Yeah, but we'll just spend 45 minutes trying to do the exact same thing.
Ooh, I like that.
But based off of actor names. What's that show that Robert Patrick was in after the X-Files?
Ooh.
I can see it in my head, but I can't.
Damn, that's a good one.
I can't remember what it was called. And then Millennium.
Yeah.
Lance Henriksen. Was
3 seasons.
Was also an X-Files type thing, but a little bit less spooky.
Yeah, I feel like I watched a lot of Millennium and did not retain a lot of Millennium. Could he see the future?
Maybe. Are you thinking of Early Edition?
No. But I do know of
Ed Kavanaugh, Jim Kavanaugh.
James Kavanaugh.
Jim Kavanaugh. Yeah. That was Early Edition. No, that was Kyle Chandler? Question mark?
I think it was Kyle Chandler.
So Kyle Chandler, Early
Kavanaugh
Edition.
is Ed, right?
Yes, he's Ed.
Yeah.
Kyle Chandler.
And also
getting
Cox's brother? No, JD's brother?
Oh, JD's brother.
JD's brother
yeah.
on Scrubs.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I
could do this for the
And
vlogs.
then Cox's ex-wife's brother is the saddest thing that's ever happened on that show.
I don't want to talk about Cox's ex-wife's brother, but I do know he got an Oscar and fucking deserves it.
Yes. And then is not getting any work and nobody wants to hire him.
Too fat.
Too fat.
He never took the suit
Or
off.
also they're still mad about him outing a guy for raping him.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Yeah.
Can't
believe it.
For telling on him.
Oh, now I'm mad about that Robert Patrick show because I can see it in my goddamn head.
Yeah, let's.
I've not seen the last 2 seasons of X-Files.
I mean,
I know it's not good.
Yeah,
but I still haven't seen it.
I've seen every episode of X-Files. But yeah, it's because Duchovny sort of shows back up.
Yeah, he's like he was abducted, right?
Kind of I don't.
And then they find him, and he's kind of like
they completely lost the plot of it. But I don't know, and then Scully disappears for no reason also, because then you get the Annabeth Gish
that's right,
taking her role.
Although I would like to Annabelle push in her Gish.
I would like to get in that Gish.
Yeah. I like the movies. I think both the movies are pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean the second one's kind of wacky, but
the second one is not supernatural at all, right?
Billy Connolly.
Yeah,
and it's about like child molesters.
Yeah. And like no magic.
No, I think there's
like there's teases of magic, but it turns out not to be that.
Just pedos.
And it's just pedophiles.
It's just chomos.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. That was what? Fight the Future?
Fight the Future, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like both of them.
I remember not seeing the premiere, but seeing the premiere for that happening in London in summer '08.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was David Duchovny jerking off under his jacket?
Drew's a sex addict. That's
is that hurtful?
That's not a fair thing to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry, Dave. Can I call you Dave Duchovny?
I like Dave.
Hey, you know, when we actually get back around to doing the actual season of the podcast, we will eventually be doing a Dave Duchovny movie.
Yes, we will.
Evolution's on there.
Yep. That is accurate.
With the hand.
Was the Robert Patrick thing Terminator 2 Judgment Day?
No.
So what did you do?
Maybe it was years after X-Files. Maybe it wasn't right after X-Files.
Yeah.
But I can picture him being in another network television show.
I'll find him.
And he's probably a cop or a bad guy.
He's in the Marine.
Yes, he is. He's also in
Strange Wilderness. You're right. I agree.
That's right. Strange Wilderness.
69 episodes of The Unit. 06 to 09. Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah,
Or looking for
maybe?
something else.
Who's the star of the unit?
Robert Patrick.
Is it actually?
Dennis Haysbert, the president.
Yeah, that maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That, like, again, nobody saw that show. And it was on for so long.
We would have been here a long time if I was tasked with remembering the name of the unit.
I got a unit for you of measurement.
Is it fathoms?
Yeah, I was going to go with gallons of cum.
Oh. What's a fathom? 6 feet?
What's a fortnight?
2 weeks. It's also got a hot tiger daddy in it.
Why is the game called Fortnite?
Because you make forts at night.
For 2 weeks?
No, it was an unintended pun.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's 4 score?
80.
But what? So a score
20.
But what is this? What does a score mean? Like music?
20.
Like music?
It means 20.
Huh.
It means the number 20.
In what though? Just in English?
Idiot old time measures.
Okay.
Same way 2 bits is a quarter. What the fuck is that shit?
Well, a bit
is 12 and a half cents.
So I don't know what's your argument here? I feel like you're just grasping at things to be mad about now.
Maybe
12 and a half, that's nothing.
Maybe I'm a rageaholic. Maybe I'm addicted to rageahol.
Yeah. That would explain why you have a raging boner right now.
That is part of the rage. That's part
of the rage?
That's part of it.
Yeah. Where have we even... Where did we come from? Where did we come from? Where are we going?
My God, how did I get here? David Byrne. So yeah, we would like a better setup here that we can't afford.
With better quality podcasts. We can't stress that enough. Better stuff. There will be less pauses. There will be less pulling away from the microphone to reach for something.
Less pauses, but more pause.
And more paused.
Yes.
If you do this, we will both chase the bug.
If you do this, we'll post pictures of our feet.
You already did.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that was private. That was just one cameo.
Oh, yeah, as if that's never been spread around the internet.
We'll post public pictures of our feet if you get this done for us. Send us some money. Like, who cares? Who cares? It's feet. It's not whole. Whole's going to cost you.
Don't reference that dumb bitch from Jesselman. She sucked.
She wasn't my favorite. I didn't look up her special afterwards.
She had one minor chuckle of something she said. Mm-hmm. And then everything else, I was just sitting there I'm so angry at Justin for bringing this dumb bitch. And then I'm like, I can't tell if she's ugly or not. And so I looked her up on Instagram and I was like, woof, Buzz's girlfriend. Yeah, she is not a looker.
In terms of demeanor, looks, and voice, she's like worst case Natasha Lyonne.
Or like white Aquafina.
Ooh. That's a fun comparison.
Yeah, she's white Aquafina.
I like that for her.
Although one of the two of us is pretty into Aquafina.
I was going to say, is this the right comparison for you?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you have different feelings about
voice and posture and mannerisms wise. She was very much along the lines of those two, for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
And she kept doing the thing of like exaggerating the gag.
Yeah.
And I was like, boo! Where's Kumail? Or any other better opener. We saw Anthony Jeselnik last week after we recorded.
He was fantastic.
Oh no, we recorded on Thursday. He was great.
Yeah.
He
was awesome.
Has not dropped off at all.
Nope.
Hopefully he does a new special.
I hope he does a special ed.
I assume it'll be all the same stuff we just heard. But
I think largely. But
he had some very good
be
material.
Happy to see it again. Yeah.
Don't ask the lady sitting next to me, though, who didn't move, didn't laugh, or didn't make a single noise.
Boyfriend brought her.
And then just kept asking him what time it was. So clearly not for her.
Rude.
Dumb bitch.
Women
are stupid, and I don't respect them.
My friend asked me to be the sperm donor for her baby. And I said, well, that's a big decision. How old's the baby? What a great joke. What a great joke.
So good.
Both of my parents enjoyed that joke.
Yeah?
I didn't bring them to Jesselnik, but I did tell both of them.
That's good. I like that I got you outside Chipotle with one of his jokes that you had forgotten about.
You did.
Yeah, it was like I just found out that my mom has to have both of her breasts removed, and you're like,
What?
Holy shit! I was like, yeah, if she ever wants to be a good golfer. Yeah, very good.
That's fun.
Very, very good. Yeah. He was very heavy on the being a pedophile.
Yeah, he had lots of good pedophile jokes.
Lot of good pedophile.
Yeah, because he also had the I was at a bar and I saw at the end of the bar, all by herself, was my absolute favorite porn star. And I was like, whoa. And I said to the bartender, bartender, I'll have a beer. And that girl at the end of the bar, she's 13. Kick her the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was really good. And I like the one about I'm in Canada and I know what you guys want to hear. American political humor. And he's like, so here we go. The one thing that is wrong with my country, the one thing that's wrong with my country is that when in America, in the state of California, you can get your driver's license at 16 years old. You are a legal adult who is responsible for an automotive vehicle at 16. But the legal age of consent is 18 years old. So you're telling me that you're an adult who is old enough to be responsible for a vehicle at 16 years old, and I can't fuck you?
And that's the only thing wrong with America.
I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic show.
Yeah, but he wasn't on very long. I thought he would go longer.
Was he an hour?
Like a little under.
Yeah. Which is probably how long the specials are normally 50 to 60.
Yeah. But it's I kind of thought that he would do maybe some more like some crowd work or something.
Yeah, no, it was tight. Yeah, it was tight for sure.
Yeah, it was very tight.
And opener was pushing 30?
Oh, yeah,
20
it's usually 20 something of unfunny lady humor.
Yeah. I watched Nick Mullen's special. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah. I've seen some clips.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely some really funny stuff. I don't like it's not a fair thing to say because he is a great stand-up, but it's still, even though he's great at it, it's actually not the thing he's best at. The thing he's best at is like riffing and like
being a troll.
Yeah. Like
grifting.
And just like not so much grifting, but just like off the cuff stream of consciousness stuff. Like that
is what he's best at.
That's his bread and butter.
What did I see? Oh, one of the jokes I saw was the Ninja Turtles one.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
like why do they even bother wearing the masks?
Wearing masks.
Right, did you get a look at that full-grown adult human man that just came running by?
Did you know who that was? I couldn't tell. He was wearing a mask.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I like that one.
Yeah. Well,
then he does the Splinter voice. That's also pretty funny.
Oh, just how they've gotten.
Can you believe it? They're still making those movies?
They make a Ninja Turtles movie every year.
Yeah.
And they keep getting away with Splinter voice.
Yeah.
Because the Turtles are like, hey, dude, pizza. And then Splinter comes like, oh, Michelangelo.
And then they go, whoa, we can't do that. Like, no, that's a rat.
It's voice. A rat accent.
That's the rat accent.
And actually, what I do sometimes, I think of tags for comedians' jokes while I'm hearing them, and then I was hoping that he would maybe do a different, and he'd say, no, actually, this is a rat accent, and then, I don't know, do a Woody Allen type, a New Yorkie, you know what I mean?
Somebody who's hanging out at delis in the middle of the day.
So basically what I'm saying is professional comedian Nick Mullen should get me to
punch up his jokes.
Get me to punch up his special next time.
Yeah, I agree.
When he does his next special in another 20 years. Yeah. He didn't even want to do this one.
He's too busy. He's making a lot of money doing not that much work.
Doing not that much.
Which is the dream.
Yeah.
I would like to make a lot of money by doing not a lot. And you know how that can happen? By you people sending us money.
PayPal.me/not Scott Henson. All right. Now, someone sent us some money. Her name is Kathy. Notice how I said her, because we learn things sometimes.
We know now.
And what I did...
You're not 6'1" overweight cholo like I thought you would be. Congratulations.
Airwalk shoes, white socks up to knees, basketball shorts, like
Raiders cap.
No shirt.
No shirt.
Classic.
Or just like the dirtiest tank top you've ever seen.
Yeah, like a triple XL tall wife beater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or if you want, depending on like what type of one of those you are, like a bedazzled Looney Tunes sweatshirt.
Yep.
Yeah. But what I did with $10 of that money, instead of buying us a new studio, was, if you'll recall, last week we had a couple fun flavors of Logan Paul's Prime, because we, if nothing else, support the WWE United States champion. And we had the, Meta Moon and Glowberry, even though I'm 99% sure Glowberry is caramel apple, which is not a type of berry. And
it doesn't really glow.
Nor does it glow. Have you checked?
I've been looking. Every night. I've been seeing if it's glow in the dark.
Is it bioluminescent?
It's bioluminescent, yeah. We're drinking plankton.
So I've noticed there's like tiers, like there's price tiers of no, great news, Drew, the other spelling.
Oh. I thought that was sad money.
I'm sorry to make you sad. I didn't mean to.
Oh, this money's sad.
There's like price tiers of Prime.
I'm only a nickel. Oh, poor little guy. Just wants to be $1. What a stupid joke.
Like, I kind of like it. Yeah, so there's like the regular flavors. But even the regular flavors like vary wildly. Like at some places I'm sure they're just regular priced everywhere in the United States, but we don't know what we're doing here. So the regular flavors in some places are like a fairly reasonable, like, I don't know, $2.99 or something. And then I feel like at all the import stores, even the regular flavors are like $5 plus, $5.99 maybe. And then there's like the fancier flavors like the Glowberry and maybe the Meta Moon as well. I can't remember, but those are a little more. And then there's the super limited edition baseball flavored flavor, which I think, yeah, I alluded to last time, the Los Angeles Dodgers flavored Prime, which I bought. So we're going to try it.
LAD.
So Drew, you can crack that, and I'm going to
smack that.
You can smack that, and I'm going to handle some business.
What's the business?
None of your business.
It's my house. You got to tell me.
No.
Oh, you're wandering back towards the fridge.
Yeah.
Are you going to get something from the fridge that is a secret, or that that I know about? And
no, it's honestly just for me. I bought another.
You buffoon.
I bought another Coca-Cola Y3000 because my nose was stuffed last time, and I'm like, there's no way it actually tastes as stupid as I thought it tasted. So I wanted to give it a new, fair, clear sinus chance. This Coca-Cola flavor, that was what's its gimmick? It was designed by an AI, right?
It's AI designed. Crack that shit. What's it like? Tell me. Tell me all the secrets.
It stinks.
Well, now you know.
Maybe you'll like it.
No, I don't want it.
Have a little bit.
Now I'm stuffed up, so I don't want it.
It sucks. What even...
How can you let a computer design tastes?
This is why I'm not scared of...
Straight? This is why you're not scared straight?
This is why I'm not scared straight. You can't scare me straight. This is why I'm not scared of Skynet happening.
Because of how terrible their AI
Because this is the best Coke you got.
But what if Skynet takes over and then everything is flavored like that?
No.
So all food you'd be eating forever would taste like that.
No, AI, no. Because Skynet is not taking over with this level of cleverness. If this is the best it can do for beverages, it's not taking over. This sucks. I can't even explain what the flavor is, but it tastes exactly the same as when my sinuses were compromised. And I hate it, and I'm putting the cap back on.
And you're never going to have it ever again.
Going to cleanse my palate with some...
Give me Dodgers.
With some 9.5 pH water.
I'm, you know what? I'm more of a Prime Angels flavor.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim?
Yes.
What meeting resulted in that?
Why they changed the name?
How they got there. That seems like the worst compromise of all compromises. Like, because, like, we need LA in there. We need Anaheim. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. That was the name of a professional baseball team. Maybe still is. No, they're just the Anaheim Angels now?
They are just the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh, they're just LA.
I believe they're just the LA Angels.
Anaheim lost their juice.
They went Los Angeles Angels, California Angels, Anaheim Angels, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, Los Angeles Angels.
That's fucking embarrassing.
Isn't it? So, the Angels is what the team name is.
I never thought about that, but that's fun.
The Angels.
The Angels.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
fucking stupid.
That's like naming a business. Thank you for calling. How can I help you? Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. How can I help you? How can I help you? I think that's a Galifianakis joke. I'm not sure.
It is a Galifianakis joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. I was trying to see the history of the team name.
Sandy Koufax.
No, shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. You dumb bitch. You don't know anything.
I'm a California Angels man. That's what they were in my prime.
I don't care about the Rally Monkey. What the fuck is the Rally Monkey?
I've heard of Rally Monkey.
Shut up. You didn't hear anything. The Big A is what they're called.
Is what's called?
The team name. They're called the Big A's. As opposed to the Poor A's.
Well, they're
Africans.
Is that the Oakland A's? That's for the Oakland Africans?
The Oakland Africans. Well, They're not going to be the Oakland Africans anymore.
Las Vegas Africans.
Yeah. Although they might not be the A's. They might change their name.
I would.
I don't know why the new owner, Arturo Moreno,
I don't know.
In compliance with the terms of its lease with the city of Anaheim, which required Anaheim to be a part of the team's name.
Stupid.
The team was officially renamed the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Fans, residents, and municipal governments of both Anaheim and Los Angeles objected to the change, with the city of Anaheim pursuing litigation. However, nevertheless, the change was eventually upheld in court. So literally, Anaheim City Council took the owner of the Angels to court to make sure that the team name had Anaheim in the team name.
Then just let them be the Anaheim
Angels. So stupid.
Yeah. I hate it.
Yeah, it's dumb. Let's try this Los Angeles Dodgers pre-May.
Hope it tastes like baseball. Hope it tastes like chaw spit.
I hope it tastes like chaw. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Or Hubba Bubba.
There's a gap in the tobacco flavored Gatorade market. Drew made a face at the smell. Maybe it does taste like chaw spit. It just tastes like...
It smells like something, but I really can't tell you what it is.
Like a baseball?
Like Tommy Lasorda's balls.
Leather and pine tar? Worth every cent of the $10?
It's super sweet. It might be the sweetest flavor, like tasting one.
Which, like... The other primes, it's not like they're not sweet. You know? They're all pretty sweet.
Yeah, this is like... Yeah, this is...
Oh, it's a... It almost smells a bit like marzipan.
I don't get marzipan, but you...
Do you get that sort of like cherryish, marzipanish smell?
Maybe, maybe, yeah.
It's cherryish for sure.
But it's super sweet, right?
It's very sweet.
It might be the sweetest one.
I thought I was the sweetest one.
You're the sweetest thing. You're that dumb Cameron Diaz movie. Who maybe Eve paid us for?
Oh, yeah, we watched it.
Yeah. That movie sucked.
I can't remember. I don't think it. I don't think it was an Eve, but I couldn't tell you whomst. I don't know if this is worth the $10.
Yeah, I don't think I like it. It's too sweet. It's too and like I like sweet, but it's too sweet.
The other two, the two last week were fun. I liked both last week.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know about this. There's a lot of chemicals in it.
It's because it's not a real flavor. It's an artificially made flavor.
I guess some of the chemicals are vitamins, but also some of the chemicals are not vitamins. Like this complicated word, vitamin E. Okay. But then other ones don't have like vitamin whatever in brackets beside them, and they're just poison?
Vitamin R for rat poison. They're putting rat poison in our prime now. Not a lot of people know that.
A lot of people are telling me. Yeah, I'm going to have one more sip of this, and then I think I'm as done with this as I am with Coca-Cola Y3000, who scanned me out with another
almost a full bottle of it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I had to know.
Hey, yeah, I guess.
I have in total, but because we redid Ultimate.
We did Ultimate.
Too. I've bought 2 each of Coca-Cola Ultimate and Y3000, and I'm filled with absolutely nothing but regret. All just terrible decisions all the way around. Yeah, I'm done with that. You can do what you will with the rest of the $10. I can't stress enough that this fucking Prime drink costs $10 because it's limited edition LA Dodgers flavored.
I believe that Prime is the official sponsor of maybe like Bayern Munich or something in football.
Oh, really?
In world soccer, or maybe not Bayern Munich, but it's like a major soccer club. And there was like a huge promotional thing for it. So I'm sure that in Germany, there's a Prime flavor or some shit.
Yeah.
If you live in Germany, you should send us that Prime.
Sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut Prime.
Wiener Schnitzel?
SS?
SS?
SS Prime?
SS Sniper Wolf?
No.
All aboard the SS Sniper Wolf?
No.
Okay.
Open up your hole. No. Okay.
So I guess we got 2 things to talk about, which we should, because we have a play date with Kelly afterwards.
Yep, we sure do.
So
a lot of kissing.
Let's talk about a little YouTube video essay on Tomorrow's Pioneers by Nick Crowley, who has 2 million subscribers, which is roughly 2 million more than us.
Yep. That's because not enough people are telling their friends listen to our goddamn podcast.
That's true. So that seems like a you guys problem, a you people problem, a YPP. This is brought to us.
Are you down with YPP?
You know me. Brought to us by Olivia, and this was. We both agreed it probably didn't need to be an hour and a half, but it's not like it's not interesting because it's
there's content.
Interesting.
There's content.
Yeah. So the basic premise is there's basically a Hamas produced children's show. Yeah. That airs on the equivalent of public access TV, basically, in Palestine, which feels like a Hamas-produced children's show.
Sure does.
It's one of the most on-brand shows I've seen. So, yeah, so the deal is it apparently, even in the 2000s, Palestinian public access television is not archived super well.
You don't say. I'm sure it's probably very hard to archive things when the archive keeps getting blown up.
Keeps getting bombed to smithereens by smart missiles. Yeah, that does throw a wrench into things.
It sure does.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to decipher my own notes.
Your own ramblings.
Yeah, but they just have like kids singing a song at the beginning, and I definitely agreed with one of the lines. this life has definitely made you grown-ups. I agree with that. You have been forced to become some pretty mature kids pretty quick.
Pretty fast.
Yeah, and so they're giving some backstory and saying like, oh, the Gaza war had just started in December 2008. I'm like, how can you tell when one stops and one begins? Like, which Gaza war started in December 2008? What are you talking about? Like, it's
the third one, the fourth one,
sure,
maybe the fifth one.
So, yeah, Israel not crazy about this show or the station broadcasting it, as they bombed the station building 4 separate times.
Yep.
Which was pretty cool. And I don't know if I love the angle taken by the narrator. I feel like he's not as on board with the message
as he should be,
and as this podcast is. Because
it's a bold statement to make. I hope nobody important is listening.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
If he doesn't get Gaddafi'd at the end of this, I'm going to be so mad.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Chest right up the butthole.
Remember when Kanye went on Alex Jones and brought a bottle of Yoo-Hoo and kept like over and over making Benjamin Netanyahu jokes?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Well, it's almost as if somebody's extremely mentally ill.
Not so much off his meds as he is immune to them.
His body has just naturally built up an immunity to his antipsychotics. That's
no amount of Klonopin can hold Kanye down. Because again, the narrator was just sort of giving backstory, and I think what I've written is a sentence that starts with what he was saying and then finishes how it should have finished. Hamas are a terrorist organization who would like Israel to stop genociding Palestine. Yeah,
that's a reasonable ask.
Yeah, but I don't think that's exactly the sentence that was.
No, it was not.
That was said. So, yeah, so the sort of 4 seasons exist of the show, but certainly not all the episodes.
But it's so vague.
It's so vague
because there's like a gap between 3 and 4 where there could have been a bunch. Yeah, but there's no archived episodes. It just
doesn't exist.
So there's no way to tell when it started and ended. Yeah.
Yeah. The So what do we have? It's full propaganda for kids, which I guess is bad, but like I don't see like a major moral difference between propaganda for adults and propaganda for children. Like you can either be for all of it or against all of it.
Sure.
I don't know.
And I feel like propaganda for kids is like, it's not like those kids are going to actively be able to go out and get bombs and go blow themselves up. Like,
unless it's in their mom's sock drawer.
Like the one people at the end. But yes.
Yeah.
Like all of those kids, it's you can just tell them anything and they'll, if they're watching it like every week or whatever, they're gonna be with you on it.
Yeah.
So like they don't know what they're doing or saying. Mm-hmm. Like they just are being told what to say. So it's not like they're going to go out and start doing hate crimes at 5 years old. Whereas like propaganda to adults is a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so they show the first episode. So it's hosted by an 8-year-old and a furry. That is the premise of the show.
A furry in an original concept costume.
Not Mickey Mouse.
Definitely not a knockoff Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. I do like the first episode where the premise is Mickey got caught speaking English.
That's and he was getting scolded by his uncle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also the English he was speaking was, "I hope to be good time."
Scott, that's English.
Which got me pretty good.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but he's like, this is the language of the advanced world. Shouldn't I speak it? And they're like, no, don't. But then later they flip flop on that, and they're like, we should learn the language of the enemy.
Yeah, but that's why it's for the enemy.
Yeah,
yeah.
But
you don't do it to like
don't do
enjoy
it for fun.
life.
Yeah, I feel like
you do it because you hate the other people.
Yeah, I feel like that's the mantra for just a lot of miserable life in the Middle East. Yep. Don't do it for fun.
No,
fun is sort of outlawed.
Do it for bad, not for good.
Do it for bad.
I can do bad all by myself.
Yeah.
Is that a Lauryn Hill? No, that's
That thing.
That thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard she was miseducated.
Could be.
I heard she can't read.
Also possible.
She turned into a real bitch, right? Was that her deal?
Yeah, I think so.
She put out one album, won 37 Grammys, didn't make any more albums, and turned into a bitch.
She's a real Angela Bassett.
Is Angela Bassett a bitch? So I'm sorry, I forgot every Oscars. I'm like, I thought she was cool. Oh no, she gets real mad about the Oscars.
She gets real mad. She gets real mad when other deserving people win.
Still not the worst black lady at the Oscars.
Nope.
No matter what you do, Angela, you'll never be the worst.
You'll never be Jada. Made your gay husband ruin his career.
Your secret gay, secret Scientologist husband.
Yeah.
Secret gay, secret Scientologist, secret not husband.
Yeah. Yeah. Triple threat.
So stupid.
Triple threat. All so you could fuck a teenager.
Hey. Sometimes the ends justify the means.
Happens to the best of us.
I guess the narrator took some umbrage with just openly talking about slaughtering children to a show geared for 3 to 5 year olds.
Yep.
But I mean, what are you gonna do? And then I like the sort of increasing militantness of both the show and the furry co-host. Because even the first one, the Mickey Mouse one, he got real sassy in one thing. He's saying, "We will win, Sharon." Oh wait, Sharon is dead.
Yeah.
that was good fun.
That was pretty fun.
I do like that they kept referring to themselves. In via song as the Predators of the Forest.
Of the Forest, yeah.
Pretty sick lyric. I'm a fan of that. And then, so in the early episodes, they were still finding their way. And then the conclusion after like the first mid-season review is like, this propaganda isn't extreme enough.
It really wasn't.
Yeah.
It started out a little bit more about like be traditional to like the Muslim way.
Yeah.
Like don't fall for the Western world's like kind of blinding light. But then it was like, yeah, that's good and all. But how about if we went real hard on blowing up Jews?
Yeah. Yeah, that was sort of the turn they took.
Yeah.
There was another episode where Mickey Mouse is caught cheating on a test, and you know what? I can't actually fault his reasoning, because you're like, cheating on a test, how dare you? But when you find out that the Jews destroyed his home so he couldn't find his notebook, starts to make sense.
Makes a lot of sense. And you know what? Probably very accurate.
Probably accurate.
Probably ready to study for that exam, and then...
And this at the time, for a while, got some like bits and pieces of Western news coverage. They showed that guy from the Young Turks whose first and last name I can't say.
Jurger Genkergerg.
Chinkwigger. Oh! It's his name. I can say it. Maybe I can't say it. We'll find out, YouTube. Ball's in your court.
Well, we're over an hour in, and that was when I called Elon Musk a faggot. So,
ooh, let's see if we can get those two close together. I mean, what's
it's
the
an
point?
hour 10.
What is the point of having boundaries if you can't push them?
Either everything's acceptable or nothing's acceptable.
Exactly.
I should be able to call an autistic man who's got the mental capacity of somebody who was born with Down syndrome, an F slur, with a hard T, and get away with it.
He has the Down syndrome of autism.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
He's got it hard.
Yeah. The Disney gets wind of it.
Yeah.
And
shocker.
Yeah. The normally super chill Disney. I do really like that Bob Iger publicly said our messaging is costing us money.
Yeah, hey, ethnic diversity and LGBTQ stuff ain't working.
Turns out nobody wants it, even the minorities that it's supposed to represent.
Yeah. Back to white, everybody.
Back to white.
Back in the pile.
Yeah, but I said good luck enforcing copyright law in Palestine, but they did actually, they got rid of Mickey. So season 1 finale. Mickey's with his grandfather, who's human, confusing.
Well, it was from his human side.
He's half.
He's a human-sized mouse.
He's half mouse on his mother's side.
No, his mom is a mouse.
Yeah.
And his mom's parents are mice.
Yeah. So
and his dad is a human.
And this was his paternal grandfather.
Yeah, his dad's parents are human.
Checks out.
Yeah. So he's half mouse, half human man.
Fair.
His dad put his human penis inside his mom's mouse vagina, and he was born. And she imploded upon birth.
That's tough out there. So his grandfather, who's just decided to die.
Well, he's just had enough. Enough's enough.
You know what? Sometimes enough's enough. Gives him the documents and keys proving that
they own Palestine.
That they own Palestine. And then the next scene is him being interrogated by a
black Israeli?
By Ja Rule.
Yeah. The guy was not a white Israeli.
Not the first guy I would have cast to play an Israeli, but I guess you work with what you got.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you're getting a lot of options of white Palestinians. But you got to outsourced? Well, you're telling me that Iran or Iraq
regular Palestinian would have made more sense. Anyone would have made more sense than Ja Rule.
You could play an Israeli.
100%. It's just a French accent and hit the H's harder. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, it kind of is, actually. Yeah. I just gave you a compliment. I said you don't look Jewish.
That's the end of a Just on the Joke. And he refuses to. Before that, I was thinking, I know they're not getting along right now, but when you think about it, Disney and Palestine don't disagree on everything.
Mm-hmm. Especially the founders.
Exactly.
The founders of Hamas and the founder of Disney have a lot in common.
Basically the same person. You might as well say Walt Disney founded Hamas.
Founded Hamas. Yeah, could be.
So, Farfour, the Mickey Mouse type,
Darfur,
will not hand over the keys and documents. And is then beaten to death by the Israeli and his friends, and is in turn martyred
and shown on camera to be beaten to death.
Yes, interesting move for the season finale of a show for babies.
Yeah,
but that's what you got to do. So they come back for a second season with Farfour's cousin.
Yep,
a bee. The least fuckable of the 4 mascots we saw.
Correct. A distant fourth.
Yeah. Who's, again, a little more not fucking around with the messaging.
Yep.
which I like. And there was a super weird scene that even the messaging of didn't really make sense, where he just like abuses cats and then throws rocks at lions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, those lions wanted him
they wanted to
bad.
Kill him.
I was really, really hoping best case scenario, but
yeah,
I didn't get it.
Yeah, I wrote, please only show humans being abused, not cats. Thank you.
I'm fine with lions as long as they get their revenge.
Yeah. And then apparently there's a thing in the Quran that says a woman went to hell because she locked up and starved a cat. So maybe I need to give Islam a second chance.
Okay.
Maybe I need to give a harder look, because I'm like, none of this sounds too unreasonable to me.
Does that mean that when
you go to hell for abusing cats and women can't drive?
When you were a kid, and you misbehaved, and your mom sent you to bed without your supper, does that mean your mom's going to hell?
Ooh, probably.
You're up in your bedroom, your little tummy's empty, or on the floor, like, I need some whiskers.
That's a good point.
Yeah, your mom's going to hell.
I guess my mom's going to hell. Then they kill the bee too.
They kill the bee too.
In a weirder way. He gets sick. The bee gets sick and dies.
He just gets a random bee sickness.
Yeah, and like it's his human
hepatitis
mother?
B. Yeah, his human mother
visits him in the hospital,
which is just a bedroom,
which is a bed, where he's been deathly ill for a month.
Yeah,
and then he finally succumbs to it. And here's one thing where a rare instance where I disagree with the show.
Okay,
they called that a martyring.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you don't think that?
I don't think getting sick and dying
hepatitis C death
makes you
martyrdom.
A martyr, unless, as we find out later, you got the hepatitis C from
a horse.
Maybe that makes you a martyr. From raping
Alexander Emelianenko.
From raping a woman who lives outside the walls.
Oh,
that might make you a martyr. But otherwise, no. If you just got sick, no, I can't sign off on that. What else do we got? It is not a martyr's death if you get sick. Shut up. The kid host is a fucking pro, by the way.
Yeah.
She's so good.
For being like 8 years old.
She hosted from like ages 8 to 10.
She's quick on her feet.
Yeah.
Especially like on those kid phone calls.
She's unbelievable on the live phone calls.
She's very fast.
Yeah. Sign that kid.
Call her up to the pros. I get a bomb.
She has social media, I guess.
Yeah, at the very end that he said that.
And like
she has a YouTube channel.
Yeah. And he said
she
like
does not carry on any of that, like, or at least like he implied that she's not like carrying on the story of what she was
like, please
saying
don't harass her. She was a child. I'm like, I'm not going to harass her. I'm going to tell her she was awesome. I'm going to marry her. Then
I'm going to ask to see her bobs and vagina.
Yeah. As is tradition in the region.
Yep.
So we get the third host, Bunny.
Probably the best costume.
Yes, the best costume.
Suit was the bunny.
A whisker heavy, and I like whiskers, so I'm on board. They were like wraparound whiskers. It was like around the whole head. Yeah. No, it was it's the best suit.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, the head was the best.
Yeah,
the rest of them, I think the bodies were all kind of similar.
They're all just felt.
Yeah, but the head was
felt
actually
and
best.
mittens and yeah. But no, good bunny head. Clearly the budget was increased.
Yes. And so was the hatred.
As was, of course, the hatred.
Here's $1 million to make this season. What we would like for you to do is we'd like you to spread it out equally between the suit and hating Jews. 50-50 split.
Yep.
Go for it.
Absolutely. They brought up not the Charlie Hebdo one, but the Danish guy who drew Muhammad.
Yeah.
And they basically called for his death on the children's show.
Yes, they did. They showed his face. They showed his family got death threats.
Yeah.
Somebody showed up at his house with a
axe
or machete or something.
Yeah, like there was an attempt on his life, not as a result of this show, but as a result of that sort of sentiment. I feel like I haven't heard about a white guy getting in trouble for drawing Muhammad in a while.
Because everybody's afraid to do it.
Are we saying? It's just everyone's too scared.
Well, you can draw him if you want.
I kind of want to. I think I feel like the coast is kind of clear.
Okay. You heard it here, everybody. This podcast can be hosted by one guy from going forward because Scott's going to try and get himself
But that was like peak Islamophobia shit, and we're not doing that
No,
anymore.
we're really not.
I feel like you can just draw Muhammad.
Yeah, it's probably open for a new interpretation.
I feel like me and Ahmadinejad could like just have an art jam where we both draw like so what
or you or Erdogan.
Love Erdogan. Not spelled exactly like it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel so what's the reasoning behind the no draw? Is it because no one has the artistic skill to draw Muhammad as perfect as he is? What if just no one has yet?
Sure.
Or is there some other reasoning? Because in my head, that's the reasoning.
I think the actual real reason is that infidels are not allowed to see the prophet. Right?
Okay, but like even a Muslim can't draw Muhammad, right? Or can they?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, because if no one can, then I think it's like an artistic depiction of him does not do him justice. I think that's the reasoning. But that also means just no one's done it yet. And I think I'm the man for the job.
Well, I was going to say, has the Muslim community never seen some of the furry art that some furry artists can do?
They're so good.
Because maybe they can draw the Prophet Muhammad. What if they drew the Prophet Muhammad as like a jaguar?
Then
Jaguar Prophet Muhammad?
Hey,
that's maybe the way to go.
If anybody out there with any artistic skill wants to send us a picture of Jaguar Muhammad,
we won't share it.
We would love to see it. We will.
It's just for personal use.
Yeah.
I will print it out and I will put it on my walls.
Drew's got new wall space.
Yeah,
I would love to see that. That'd
After
be cool.
you're done buying us a new studio space.
Yes.
If you wanted to buy me some, so send me some money to buy some more movie posters for my walls.
Yeah.
That would be sick. But studio space first.
Yeah, there was an episode where the bunny, encouraged by Satan, who was a full foot shorter than the bunny, the least intimidating Satan
in like an
time.
all black cloak with like a white Halloween
just skull mask thing. And I'm like, oh, please cut off the bunny's hand. They talked about it. They had kids call in. They're like, what should we do with I didn't write down the names of each one. I forgot the bunny's name.
B something.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Barragan. Burrogo.
And every kid
Barack Obama.
It might have been Barack Obama. Every kid who called in and said, cut off his fucking hand. Mm-hmm. Like 4-year-old, like babies are calling in and saying, you need to remove a limb from this fucking bunny.
Yes. But then one little girl called in and she was like pleading, like, no, if he's repented for it and he's never going to do it again.
Yeah.
Because I think they also talked about cutting off one of his ears.
Yeah, they're like, maybe only cut off an ear.
Yeah.
Because we're feeling generous.
Yeah. And it was good. And like, it was implied that the 8-year-old host girl was the one that was going to cut off his hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Wild.
Yeah. It's my favorite show. Yeah, and in between they're just talking about like how many times the station has got bombed, and also because Hamas isn't always in control of Palestine, sometimes it's their opposition Fatah. Who even made like a knockoff show of theirs, which is very funny. But like, no matter what, like,
way better quality,
much nicer quality. Yeah, Hamas just doesn't have the funding. It's sad, guys. No, I guess I don't. Okay, so you're saying to me, what you're saying to me right now is don't say publicly on the podcast fund Hamas. You're saying don't say that.
With my mouth full of coffee, making noises. I am telling you,
don't say that.
Don't say on this podcast that people listening and people around the world should be publicly funding Hamas.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying not
to say. Okay, understood.
YouTube,
Good.
You can't get mad at us.
Can't get mad. I'm not touching you, can't get mad. Stop hitting yourself.
It was an explanation. It was not a direct order to all of the sleeper cell agents listening to this podcast who have now heard the secret coded word.
Have now been activated. Yeah, so don't do that.
Guacamole.
And yeah, but like, it's such a resilient fucking show. Like, you can't keep this show down.
No.
You
Bomb the studio. Get Disney involved. Kill off characters.
Opposition takes over.
Doesn't
matter.
Hamas back in charge.
Keep coming back. It's amazing. It's a heroic story.
It's a real underdog story.
It is an underdog story.
It is the triumph of
the will.
I can't wait for when I get all of my Blu-rays set up again, because I'm gonna make a very funny Twitter post that involves
your stolen copy of Triumph.
Well, it'll involve that and two other things that I don't want to spoil the joke.
Oh, I'm excited
because it'll be a little bit before. Anyways,
well,
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be worth it.
I can't wait to see it. So
I can't wait.
Yeah, I wrote. I love the killing of the co-host at the end of every season. How did they kill the bunny?
He just died. Oh, they bombed the studio. He went into the studio to get artifacts.
Yeah.
Of the show.
And died in
the rubble.
Yeah.
And she found him, and then she cut like a promo at camera.
Yes.
That was like, he died for us, and we need to like be martyrs for him. And yeah.
So then they come back with the new season after the station has, in real life and canonically in the show, been bombed.
Yeah.
And this is probably of the many genius moves of the show, this is the most genius move.
Yes.
They have publicly, like on screen and off screen, put a daycare in the station.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, Israel, you can go ahead and bomb this again if you want to kill all these children, which is very smart on their part, but also
is it?
Well, here's the thing. It on paper, great idea.
Yeah.
But I don't know when that's ever stopped Israel in the past.
I was gonna say, have they not witnessed the 60 years of history leading up to this?
Have you guys met Israel?
Have you guys
not stop putting weight on this table?
Have you guys not opened your front door and realized, they don't care?
So the new host of season 4 is Drop All Pretense Bear.
Yep.
Who just like has an AK-47.
I'm not implying anything.
Yeah.
I'm saying get a bomb, go to a local Jewish school, blow it up.
Again,
that's what the bear
that's what
is
Drew is saying the bear on the show is saying. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
Guacamole. I'm like, oh shit, they have a Star of David dartboard too.
I've never wanted to play darts more in my life.
180
Dead Jews.
So getting near the end, the narrator is, I really didn't get the angle. Like, he's treating this like some kind of gotcha. I knew this was to groom and brainwash kids into being martyrs. I'm like, yeah. Fucking of course it is.
Yeah, what else would it be?
That's what it's been since episode 1, you silly.
Yeah.
This isn't just because they've become even more blatant in their messaging. It's always been very, like, the same messaging has always been clear.
Always.
It's not like you cracked the code, pal.
No.
Like, that's what this is.
You're stating the thing they're stating.
Yeah. What did I say? Of course, that's the messaging. That's been obvious the whole time, and it's awesome. is what I wrote.
Bold statement.
So then he saves the craziest thing on the show for last, which is pretty crazy.
Yep.
So I guess normally dudes do the suicide. Normally dudes rock. In fact, always dudes rock. But and in their rocking,
and rolling,
dudes normally are the ones who are doing the suicide bombing. But one intrepid lady did it herself at a
crossing point,
Israel-Gaza crossing point, and took out 4 Israelis, and she had 2 children, and they brought those 2 children on the show. Not that old children either. Kind of like, I don't know.
5 and 7.
Something like that. Both, I would say both under 10 for sure. And then they did a reenactment of their mother's suicide bombing on the show and had them watch it.
Yeah. Just right in front of them. This is what your mom did. She's a hero. And I believe like in the packaging, the package for it, it was like, you know, like this woman had kids.
Yeah.
And doing this was more important than raising her kids.
Yeah, basically mom's reasoning was, or her thinking was like, my kids are cool, but God, he's always my bottom dollar bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they implied in the recreation that like the daughter was like the torch had been passed.
Yes.
And she was like the future of bombers.
Yeah.
Like,
and my absolute favorite thing in this entire documentary was the Fox News clip.
Yes.
Where Fox News still finds a way to lie and misrepresent it. Yeah. Because you can just show it and say what it really is, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But they said this little girl is a suicide bomber, not
the next generation of suicide
not this
bomber.
was a thing on a television show. Yeah. Like this girl is saying she's like going to do whatever. Yeah. I'm like, man, I mean, I guess if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, Fox News, and you love lying.
They love it.
Fair and balanced.
Fair and balanced.
I believe is what I heard. I guess a Palestinian journalist wrote about the show because like
that was very funny.
Hey, this show teaches good messages like drinking milk and asking your parents' permission. Yeah. And yes, there are more problematic things like the call to kill all Jews. But what are you going to do? Was basically what the article was.
It's 50-50. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And apparently the show was like pretty popular because like they'd ask Palestinian children like, why do you hate Israel much? And they would say, because they killed Farfour.
Yeah.
They killed fake Palestinian Mickey Mouse.
Correct.
I'm like, damn.
God damn.
And then somehow oddly, as time goes forward, the show becomes even more scarce because it was thought that it was just those 4 seasons, but then like newer stuff was found.
Would just like randomly appear.
Just little bits, nothing like, you know, organized or archived or anything. But it may in fact still be on, maybe. Like they like don't even know.
Yeah, they don't really know.
But it's hanging in there, and you gotta respect its hustle.
You really do.
That's what I took away. And then, before I go to the very similar second thing, any
very similar.
Anything I missed on that, or final thoughts on that?
No, I think there was like the guy who died that they were like he was like, oh yeah.
So in the 2010s, there was
like an actor,
who
everybody had said was
peaceful,
sweet man. He worked on this kids TV show, blah blah.
Yeah, and he died in a missile strike.
Yes, but then when you actually do like a deep dive into him,
he was a high level Hamas guy. He was on
the show.
Yeah, he was on this show,
and like that's how they found out that there was new episodes.
Yes, because he was the new B.
Yeah, they brought the B back to life.
Yep. Hey, love it.
And he was the new B.
Yeah, and was a terrorist, and the reason he accidentally died in a missile strike is because the missile strike was designed specifically for him.
Yeah,
it was directed 100% at him and him alone.
Oops, we hit the target we were aiming at. My bad.
So that was funny.
It's very funny. It's very.
P.S. I'm still on his side. Let's be clear. I don't want to be saying he should have been missiled because he was a terrorist. I'm just saying that was the reasoning that I don't agree with.
Right. You are pro-terror.
Sometimes. Did I get you? Did I terrorize you?
Yeah, I've been terrorized. Wasn't that a Bush thing? Terrorizers? Wasn't that a Bush thing?
That sounds like a Bush thing. Yeah.
The terrorizers.
Can't Fool me again.
All right. Now watch me drive this ball.
Boom.
That's one of my favorite clips. I love that clip.
He's so cool.
Or the one from like a couple years ago when he was like, the unjust invasion of Iraq. Oops. I mean, well, that too. Ukraine.
I'm 80.
He's like, I'm 80. Oh, I love you, George.
I'm 80. I'm younger than the current sitting president. I'm younger than both parties' candidates for president.
I love you, George.
You're
my president.
The only thing I don't like about George is that
Texas Rangers fan? Yeah, I know.
No, that's one of the things I like about him the most. Didn't he own the Texas Rangers?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Is that TikTok is doing like a positive reassessment of George W. Bush, and I don't like to agree with them. But they're also doing it with Osama bin Laden, so they don't know what fucking side they're on.
Weird.
Yeah.
Are they positive side of Osama from the 70s when he was like in Paris and he was like a hippie?
Yeah, like wearing bell bottoms.
Yeah. So wild.
Love cool Osama.
It's so wild.
I mean, there's no Osama that isn't cool Osama, but that's probably the coolest Osama.
Yeah.
So
the very similar second thing we got,
which of course brings us to 1952's Ikiru by Akira Kurosawa, brought to us by Killjoy102/Kevin M. Doxed. And
Doxed.
So here's who says in along with the money sent for this,
I'm gay.
I'm gay. I mean, I don't love. I wish he did just say I'm gay, because I don't actually love a lot of what was said here. No, you know what? I didn't read far enough.
Oh.
But I don't like the first one. So I unironically hate wrestling, and I am not a furry. I just like the porn. So he came around.
So wait a minute.
Watch Ikiru 1952. Go with Christ, my N-word. We will.
I hate wrestling. I hate furries. I like.
I beat off. I beat off exclusively to furry porn.
I exclusively make cummies every day to furry porn. Go with Christ. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
you're an anomaly, Kevin.
So, full disclosure, I did not watch Ikiru 1952. I watched Living 2022 and pretended Bill Nye was Japanese.
Fair.
Good enough?
Good. Close enough. Good enough for me.
Call it a win. So for a 2.5-hour movie, I have precious few notes.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Killjoy and all other good movie recommenders, don't get discouraged from recommending good movies.
Yes.
Because we like to watch good movies.
Yes.
We love to watch good movies. But the problem, if I can call it that, is that there's often...
What's the problem with Pooh?
So, that he's not voiced by Hank Azaria.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And that Hari Kondabolu won't shut up.
Goddamn Packy.
Okay.
Sorry, I was channeling Chris Goodwin.
When a movie's just good, we find ourselves just watching the movie and not taking a lot of notes, not only because we're engrossed in the movie, but normally notes for this kind of stuff are notes on silly things.
Usually. And whereas good stuff like this, especially like classic, like very well regarded sort of like dramatic-y kind of movies
that got dead Japanese guys Oscar nominations 70 years later.
Yep. It's the reviewing of it is a lot more of just like telling you the plot, because there's insane things, stupid things, very outlandishly funny things about something that is so like historically well respected and viewed.
Yeah.
Like it's very hard to go. And then there was this moment that because you're like, well, it's not that even if it's really hard to get good content out of something that is like a genuinely very good like dramatic-y type movie.
Yeah, and not to say I couldn't get anything.
No, sure.
I still had some bon mots like, I can't imagine why a Japanese guy in the early 1950s is getting cancer.
Natural selection.
So it's not like there's nothing.
No.
But yeah, it's definitely trickier. So, you can do a pretty quick plot synopsis too. Like it's pretty simple in its setup. Like a lifelong bureaucrat who's just been putting in his time and kind of taking his life for granted. Gets diagnosed with stomach cancer, and by diagnosed with stomach cancer, I mean his doctor just lied to him.
Yeah.
That he didn't have stomach cancer, but was luckily told by another guy in the waiting room that if the doctor tells you this, you definitely have stomach cancer.
He just put a couple leeches on him and was like, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. It's cool that doctors just lie to you. And yeah, this guy's he's the section chief of public affairs at City Hall. For nearly 30 years and hasn't missed a day. He's the Cal Ripken of bureaucrats. Mm-hmm. And
contact hitter, baby.
Just get in there and make some cuts.
Singles and doubles.
Yep, that's all you need.
Maybe the occasional triple. That's it.
On base percentage.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Flashing that glove.
I can't remember exactly. Oh, it was the woman right near the beginning. I was like, imagine laughing during business hours. So there's one woman who hasn't been there, like a younger woman, and this guy's like pretty old. Also,
oldish.
Yeah, fantastic performance.
Yep.
He's awesome.
Yep,
I love him.
He's in most of Kurosawa's.
Yeah. He's excellent.
He's one of the guys in Seven Samurais.
Yeah, he's a 7.
He's a 7.
What number was he?
He's a magnificent 7. Oh, he
was Steve McQueen.
He's a ridiculous 6.
Name him. Go. I can't.
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner is one, isn't he?
Adam Sandler.
Yeah. David Spade?
Probably David Spade. Rob Schneider.
Nick Swardson,
and a native person.
Graham Greene.
A younger native person.
Graham Greene Jr.
Damn it. I thought you were going to go Wes Studi. Because he's probably slightly younger than Graham Greene.
Now I got to look up the ridiculous 6. I didn't think it would come to this. Is Terry Crews one of them? He's in the movie.
Could be.
Guess who else is in it? Full circle, Jorge fucking Garcia. Hugo is in the ridiculous 6.
We watched that, didn't we?
We did.
Kelly and Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe we did.
Gross. I don't remember anything about it other than like the girl whose name was like doesn't wear bra or whatever.
Ugh, yeah. So which
I think is played by his sister, which is pretty gross.
Nice. So the top 6 billed, I can't confirm or deny if they're the 6, are Sandler, Terry Crews, Jorge Garcia, Taylor Lautner, Rob Schneider, and Luke Wilson.
And look at the poster. What does the poster got?
It's fantastic. Is that 1, 2? Those are the 6.
Okay.
Those are the 6. We did it. And then, but that's not all. You get a Orville William Forte the 5th. You get
I think it's Willis Forte.
Oh, it's not William, is it? It's something even stupider. You get a Steve Zahn, Harvey Keitel, Nick Nolte, Straight Man John Lovitz.
Nice.
Whitney Cummings, David Spade, Danny Trejo, Nick Swardson, Blake Shelton as Wyatt Earp.
Okay.
Vanilla Ice as Mark Twain. We have to watch this movie again.
Only somebody pays for it.
Boy, oh boy.
If somebody pays for us to watch The Ridiculous 6, we will do it.
Damn, John Turturro as Abner Doubleday, the inventor of baseball. Steve Buscemi. Jared Sandler. Jackie Sandler as Never Wears Bra.
I think it's his sister, which is gross.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm. I love you, Norm.
Chris Kattan.
Jeselnik also had a very funny Norm thing.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
How he got trolled by Norm on Larry King.
Yeah. Very funny.
Yeah, it was awesome. So now I want to see The Ridiculous 6 again.
Okay, well, somebody pay $150 for this.
What a sentence to say. I want to see The Ridiculous 6 again. No one's ever said that.
Nope.
So Ikiru.
Ikiru Shida.
What else did I say? This is all more proof that democracy sucks and you need to go back to Imperial Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had lunch and now I want ramen and to watch Tampopo again.
Yes.
Yep.
Tampopo. I like the scene of the ladies just going through the bureaucratic bullshit of like, there's this cesspool of human waste. And we need it to be clean.
Could we clean it? Maybe it's attracting flies and the children are getting rashes. And they're like,
that sounds like road work to me. And then they go, well, actually, it was built on an old Indian burial ground, so that's more of...
So that's the ghost hunters.
Ghost hunters department. And then you go there, and they're like, that sounds like sanitation. And then there would be like 6 different versions of sanitation that they would just go through. And then by the very end, they get to like a different... Like the last guy at the end of the line, he goes, desk 6 upstairs. And then they come back, and they're like pretty much, they're like, you asshole!
That's where we fucking started.
Stop fucking making us run in circles. Just give us a goddamn answer so we can get this shit cleaned up. Like, I like that scene. I thought the scene was very funny.
Yeah.
Like, especially considering, like, it's not a funny movie necessarily. That scene was very good.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know what you're seeing. You just see, like, you're just looking at all of these, like, stupid, like, I don't want to say lazy, but just, like, non-interested government officials that are just sort of like trying to pass the buck onto somebody else,
doing their best to do nothing.
And so you're only seeing them.
Yeah.
And then at the end you see all the ladies and they're like, you dick. Like, it's pretty perfect.
Yeah. It for a 70-year-old movie, it does not feel dated at all in terms of its filmmaking.
Nope. It's almost as if one of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
Kurosawa, am I pronouncing that correctly? This Kurosawa fella knew what he was doing.
Do you mean
Manabu Nakanishi?
Manabu Nakanishi?
Yes, I do. That's for wrestling fans.
Breaking Hawk's arm.
It's true.
Noted wrestling fan, Kevin.
Yes.
Big wrestling fan. Knows that Kurosawa broke Hawk's arm in WCW.
I bet he doesn't. Yeah, so he, Watanabe-san, the protagonist, is like, guess I'm gonna die soon. It's fucking lame. I live with my son and his bitch Asian wife, who couldn't help but be reminded of someone else's bitch Asian wife. Don't know if you got that vibe either.
Mm-hmm.
But they're basically just like talking about like what to do with his money.
Asking all of his friends why they're not married.
Yeah. So he he like overhears son and daughter-in-law being shitheads, and he's like, well, fuck this. And goes and has a night on the town.
Mm-hmm.
And meets like a novelist, and he takes him, I don't know, to every strip club in town, I guess.
Yep.
every strip club and casino in town where they played crazy 1952 Japanese gambling machines.
Yep.
Which they're sort of pachinko.
Yeah, they're pachinko.
Yeah. So that was fun. Actually, no, they didn't go to strip clubs until later. They just went to like, I don't know what kind of club. I wrote the precursor to strippers, women in clothes. They went to women in clothes clubs.
Show some ankle.
Yeah. And I wrote 50s Japanese women singing English songs is very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like shared a taxi with with these other ladies who were singing some ridiculous song in the brokenest of English. So yeah, and then he basically meets up with the woman who laughed at work,
mm-hmm.
And they find common ground. His newfound outlook is her already outlook,
mm-hmm.
in that this bureaucracy is bullshit, and she's quitting City Hall, and she gets him to, because he's the guy who signs off on resignation. So she came over because he had his seal at home, because he stopped going to work for a while, because who cares? And so he I've lost my train of thought. Help me out. Say something. Oh yeah, she comes over, and do the son and daughter think he's like smashing her.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
And they tell, I guess, his brother.
Yeah.
And he's and the brother says, oh yeah, that's why he's acting different. He's getting a young pussy. And
Yeah.
And I guess I wrote this from the but it didn't sound right to the son. And I wrote from the son's perspective, despite what Uncle says, I don't think Dad's a pedophile. So he...
It's always nice when your brother calls you a pedophile.
Yeah, he basically did.
Yeah.
And so he hangs out with the young woman for a while. Like nothing romantic or sexual, just like having fun. But then she's like, what is this? It's weird. And he's like, oh, I'm dying really soon, and I'm just trying to enjoy myself, you bitch. And then I guess maybe just turn off the episode if you don't want spoilers now.
Yeah.
But spoilers. So that sort of finishes up. He shows back up to work and is like, I'm gonna get this fucking cesspool shit fixed because it'd be nice to do something. And then like a pretty much smash cut to him dead.
Yeah.
To his funeral. Yeah.
Boom.
I was like, wow, that was jarring. They're like, and there's a narrator who comes on intermittently, is like, yeah, 5 months later, our protagonist is dead. I'm like, oh, okay then. Sayonara, Watanabe-san. And then almost the rest of the movie, which is like half an hour, is his wake.
Yeah.
Which is the folks from City Hall and his remaining family, which is just the son and son's wife, sort of arguing over, for a while, arguing over his role in getting the cesspool fixed and turned into a park. And it's revealed the way he died was he froze to death overnight in the winter on a swing in the park. And
wait a minute, that's the cover of the movie.
Ooh. What do you have, some sort of Blu-ray Criterion bullshit of it? What are you, some sort of physical media collector?
Perhaps. Almost as if Kathy may have bought it for me recently. That part of the mass gathering of Amazon.com Blu-rays.
That worked out very well in its time, because I feel like it got requested not like
right after I got
like
it.
Not me mentioning it all.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, great timing, Killjoy. Guess who just got it on Blu-ray? Not me.
Shout out to my favorite cholo, Kathy.
Number one cholo.
Number one cholo. Not to be confused with my number one chomo, which I'm not going to name names.
So yeah, they argue for a while because the deal was the deputy mayor basically took full credit for it and didn't do shit for Watanabe, even though it's clear that Watanabe did everything.
Yeah.
He just like pushed and like got beat up by the Japanese restaurant Yakuza.
Yes.
Who wanted to put a row of restaurants there and not a park.
Yep.
Just like kept on everyone, defied the deputy mayor, the very idea. And then the deputy mayor took credit for all of it. So there was like, oh, but he did stuff, but still within like the scope of just the public affairs department. And
I approved it.
I
was the one that went through with the zoning and getting it made and built.
And then debate over whether he knew he had stomach cancer, and that was why he his personality sort of changed and why he was pushing so hard for things, and bunch on that. And then they do basically reach the conclusion that like yes, he knew he had stomach cancer even though he didn't tell his son of a bitch son.
Why would you?
Because fuck him. Yep. And just wanted to do something fucking good in this world
for once in his goddamn life
before he fucking died of his insides rotting.
Is that speaking to you on a deeper level? That before your insides rot away, you should do something that's not worthless? No?
Seems like a lot of work.
I agree.
It seemed like he had to talk to like 5-6 different departments.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
Who's got the time?
I'm probably not making it past the secretary.
She's like, you're gonna have to go upstairs for that. No, pass.
Stairs.
Out.
Dump it. Dump the whole thing. Dump it.
Total dump. And yeah, then there's almost a really bleak ending. I'm like, oh, is it? I haven't seen this before. I knew the basic idea of it. But I was wondering if it's going to end on, because they at the wake, all the higher ups who were the biggest assholes left for a meeting, and then the lower down city hall people were all still there, and they're like, hey, remember this feeling, like, let's be better. Let's actually fucking do something. And then cut to, I don't know, the next day at City Hall where they're like, yeah, it seems like engineering's problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, but there was, and I'm like, oh, is it just going to end on this? That's so sad.
Yeah, so bleak.
Just like, oh, everyone's just goes back to being a piece of shit. I'm like, that sucks. But the one guy that was pushing the hardest for that, he sort of sees this happen and he's like, ah, shit. But he kind of stays cool. Yeah. And it ends with him like walking by the park that Watanabe was responsible for, and being like, hey, sometimes you can do something good if you're not a piece of shit all the time. Yeah. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie.
Yep.
Yeah. It could have been shorter.
Yeah. There's a lot of conversations earlier on, like when he first finds out he has the stomach cancer.
Yeah.
That some of those conversations they're really drag. Mm-hmm. Like they are a lot longer than they really need to be. Yeah. But it's not like there's a lot of like action and adventure happening in the movie. Yeah. Right. So,
but it is also kind of like pre-70s filmmaking, and a lot of stuff they just took their time more with stuff. That you're not going to find a lot of fast paced.
Yeah. And a lot of
you kind of have to go back to like 30s, like screwball comedies to go back to that kind of more weirdly more modern stuff, fast pace. But like 40s, 50s, 60s is all like very take its time.
And it's a lot of like plays that are adapted, or story, like books that are adapted to movies. And when they adapt them, they're like very direct translations of them.
This is like loosely adapted from a Tolstoy book, I think.
Yeah. But it's a real like, like when you're doing scripts based on plays and movies now, you're rewriting them to be a movie. Yeah. This is like taking a story and just filming it the way the book or the story or the play or whatever is. Yeah. So you're not changing anything or punching it up a little bit. Yeah. A lot of that stuff is very much like in this book. He has a conversation that is 12 pages with this person. So that's what we're doing.
We're having a 12-page conversation, baby. Huh. Yeah.
Don't know if I need that.
Yeah. But that's, just very much how it was done, basically. But it's great. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. Which is the case for most Kurosawa movies. Go see some Kurosawa movies. They're pretty good.
They're all on Criterion except Ran.
Oh, really?
Ran's just a regular Blu-ray.
Which is his only Oscar?
Yeah. Every other one's on Criterion, though.
Fuckers.
He was like one of the. I think he's one of the reasons they made Criterions originally.
Kind of, yeah.
Like he was one of the main things where they're like, everybody needs to see these.
We should do something movies.
We need to figure out how to get them shown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
Criterions? I don't know, 200.
How many Kurosawas do you have?
Maybe 7, 6, 7.
That's pretty good.
Kagemusha,
Seven Samurai,
Hidden Fortress, Yojimbo and Sanjuro.
Yep.
High and Low, Ikiru, The Lower Depths, and
And the Nutty Professor to The Clumps.
The Clumps. Meet the Clumps, directed by Akira Kurosawa. I mean, I own Ran, but it's not a Criterion. And I think...
And never will be, I'm hearing.
It could be. I don't know. And then I think Redbeard is a Criterion, but I don't have it.
That's the pirate?
That's where he plays a pirate. That's where Mifune plays a pirate. A Japanese pirate.
That's the most exciting one.
Yeah.
That's the fast-paced one. Yeah. Lots of swashbuckling.
Man, are we going to be done at 2 hours?
I'm very excited to be done inside 2 hours.
That would be wild.
Most people will also be excited, but a few people who need us to fill up their entire day will be less excited. And to you, we apologize.
Start giving us more money and we'll do more than one a week.
Maybe give us a little more money. Look, guys, it's the season of giving.
We used to.
Check out the back catalog. It's the season of giving. We need a new studio. PayPal.me/NotScottHenson. That's the important stuff.
At Not Scott Henson. At Syrian Softpaws.
Yep. YouTube.com/@NotScottHenson.
We'll say hello to Kelly when he gets here.